What's good, family? It's your boy Taye Uhuru. You're tuned in to the Chord podcast where creativity lives. Make sure y'all tune in every week for a new episode and a new guest.
All right, bro. What up, everybody? It's the Chord Room. Happy to be in the place once again with my brother TRM.
Yes, sir.
That's TRM, the super heavyweight producer. I'm your boy Teno the Great, and man, we got another banging interview, man. I'm happy. I love interviews, man, because I know, when I interview people, it's like you're amongst greatness. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all don't even know it. Like,
sir.
And it's always wonderful to get to know new people, get to know brothers and sisters out there just doing great things. And you just, sometimes you get caught up in your bubble and you don't even get a chance to see people out there on the grind, out there just discovering the world. Today we got a brother that's been around the world, man. Like he's traveled so many places, bro. Like, I was reading his bio. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Let me tell y'all. Like he like when I was reading this, I'm like, man, like this is crazy. Like the man has visited 45 states, 60 countries. I can't remember how many states I visited.
I visited 45. I know that for sure.
Right. I'm a New Yorker, man. Like New Yorkers normally stay in the New York bubble. I've been in North Carolina. I've been to Georgia, probably Vegas. Stuff like that. But man, this brother, he inspired me to even reading that bio that he sent me. Like he inspired me to be like, man, like we gotta see our world, man. Especially because as Black people, we don't know who we are, and
Definitely.
There's so many places that we can go to discover our roots, and really bond with people that we would never bonded before. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to delay the introduction any longer, man. I want to introduce y'all to the brother Taye Uhuru. That's right.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Peace, family. All is well. I want to thank y'all so much. I truly appreciate y'all, even allowing me to come on y'all platform.
Listen.
Definitely.
The pleasure is ours, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's just like we're honored just to have you here, man, because it's definitely having people with a worldwide perspective like that helps us to grow as people as well. So, I mean, kudos to you, man, for doing your thing and what all that you're doing.
Thank you.
No problem, man. Listen, see, the Chord Room is where talent lives, man. Like this is where it resides. And anyone out there who has a talent, is going through something that's a unique individual, they're all welcome here. Every last one of them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be famous. You ain't got to be rich. You just got to have passion for what you do. And if you want to display it, this is the place to display it. You know what I'm saying? So we happy to be happy to have you on the show, man. So I'm very excited about this interview because I really wanted to get to know you. And I'm like, man, like this guy who's seen, so many places, been in so many, spaces in this world. Like, where is he from? Like, where is his family from? Like, tell us about yourself, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Born and raised in Ohio. I'm a world traveler, author, historian, genealogist, musician. I try to give back socially to the community abroad, at home. I do a lot of different things. Most definitely. I've been blessed with the opportunity. I lived in the Dominican Republic. I lived in Africa for a while. I lived in Brazil, but I'm from Ohio for sure.
Shout out to Ohio, man.
Definitely.
What's that? Buckeyes? What's that?
Yeah, State Buckeyes. Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, they have the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
Man, like that's a big sports place. So born in Cleveland, what was it like for you growing up in Cleveland?
I mean, for the most part, my childhood was cool, but Cleveland is a rough place, like any other place. New York, Detroit, Baltimore, New Orleans. Being born in the '80s and seeing a lot of things. But as far as my actual household, my childhood was pretty cool. I lived in the inner city. I lived in the suburbs, so we seen some good times and some bad times. But I was reinforced and I had a foundation. You know what I'm saying? My great grandfather, he was a follower of Marcus Garvey. He moved to Cleveland in the 1920s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
He joined the UNIA, and my uncle, my grandmother's son, he started his own Black nationalist organization in the 1960s. You know what I'm saying? So my family has a rich history of Black empowerment and Black excellence, and just trying to liberate Black people and make things better. So I always had a love for history, African culture and Black people, from a global perspective.
Mentioned
That's
some
dope.
he mentioned some things, man. He mentioned the '80s.
He's mentioned Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Crack. Listen,
Nice.
the crack era.
Definitely.
Right. That was that people don't understand. I don't think only a few, not a few people, but a lot of people understand when you talk about the '80s and the crack era. That's a very tough era to grow up in. Poison. Our communities were poisoned and flooded with crack, cocaine. Um, it was tough. It was tough. And you mentioned, like I said, you know, Marcus, like your family member was a follower of Marcus Garvey, man. Like what?
Yeah.
So with all of that, we got the '80s, we got just your mindset of love for Black people. How was that growing up in that era? You know what I'm saying? Like just how were you able to function and still keep that mentality? Because there's a lot of people who were Black Panthers
Yeah.
who were on the front line and didn't make it. You understand what I'm saying through that era? So tell me about like how did you as a young man work through that and how did your family how was that for you?
I mean, like I said, it would reinforce my confidence, my self-esteem by letting us know that we had great, strong Black men in the family. But like I said, once we got outside the house, you would see things, negative things, the drugs, the killings, and the violence and different things like that. So it wasn't always easy, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it just gave me a sense of purpose. You know what I'm saying? My mom, she used to drive the bus. She was a bus driver. She drove for Greyhound, so she would
Mhm.
take us to places like New York and Chicago and
Okay.
Cincinnati
Dope.
and
Definitely.
Detroit. So yeah, so at a young age, I seen different areas, and I just developed a love for culture and learning about different places and different things. Where a lot of my other friends, they wasn't really exposed to that, so they never left the hood. They never left the city. They never really seen anything outside of what they saw every day. You know what I'm saying? I had older brothers, I had cousins that lived with us. They was like older brothers. You know what I'm saying? My father, they used to play music all the time, so I was introduced to hip hop at my whole life. I was able to listen to Boogie Down Productions and Rakim and KRS-One and Ice Cube. And ever
Nice.
since I was a baby, but like I say, my friends, they parents didn't really let them listen to stuff like that because they weren't old enough. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
just was blessed and fortunate. You know what I'm saying?
Go
That's
go ahead.
dope.
I got so many questions, man. Go ahead.
That's dope, man. That is dope. So with that, I know with those huge influences of being able to see that that you have people in your family that's connected to some major players in the Black movement growing up. I know that that connection. I'm sure that led to going back to Africa. What led you to be just to be considered as a world traveler, man? What pushed you to want to see just the rest of the world?
Well, like I said, my mom, she started me off, you know what I'm saying, with that. I give the credit to her for sure. But once I got old enough, when I was 18, I started doing my own road trips and going to different cities. I'm a musician, I'm an MC, so
Dope.
we would do shows in different cities. We would pass out our CDs and network. and do different things. And I just kept wanting to go to more places. You know what I'm saying? I wrote down little cities like, oh, I want to go to Chicago, I want to go to Detroit, we go to Indianapolis, Louisville. You know, we just kept going further and further out. And then, you know, by the time I went to different states, once I went to the West Coast, the East Coast, down south, I wanted to start reaching out to other countries. And this was around 2010 when I first got my passport. So this was like around MySpace. So now I was in a position where I could message people in Africa, I could message people in Brazil, I could message people in Europe, and they got rappers out there, and they could send me beats, and we could email verses. So you
That's
know, it was
dope.
just, you know, and I would eventually go meet these people, you know, and perform in different countries and record music videos and, you know, do stuff like that. So it was always motivated.
Speaking of music videos, man, I seen some of your stuff on your site, man. You definitely got some skills, and I'm definitely digging your music, man. Definitely
Well,
digging your
thank you. I
music.
appreciate that.
You got some lyrics, man.
Oh,
Got some
Thank you. Thank
lyricism.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you my favorites. What did I have here, man? My favorites is I know the first one is legendary.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
mine,
that.
definitely.
And the revolutionaries go to heaven. The revolutionaries go to heaven. I love that one. And you record. That's like what, 7 years old, something like that.
Which one?
Do revolutionaries go to heaven?
No, no, I just recorded that. I was
Really?
living in South Africa in 2020. I recorded that during the pandemic, during the
Oh,
lockdown.
Woo.
that thing is hard, bro.
Yeah.
Wait,
That thing is
real quick, man. Speaking of which, since you mentioned the pandemic, I've been meaning to ask you also, with everything going on, how has that affected your mode of traveling back and forth? Like, were you outside of the country for majority of the shutdown of the pandemic, or were you still able to like travel back and forth freely, or whatnot?
Yeah, it's definitely been affected, man. I think we all done felt it one way or the other. So
Yeah.
the majority of 2020, I was in Africa. I was living in
Okay.
South Africa. I was in
Dope.
Johannesburg. But I have been able to travel since the initial shutdown. So I went to Ethiopia for a few months. I came back to the United States. Then I went to Egypt. I went to Dubai, and then I'm supposed to be going back to Africa in June. You know, so I have still been able to move around. You know what I'm saying? But
That's
you got
dope.
to have a COVID test. You got to have negative results. It's a little bit more, you know, tedious process now.
hard. How many passports do you have, bro?
Man, I just got one. Now, I mean, I got old ones. I filled them up
I was
because
saying
you
like
know they expire and
That's
stuff.
dope.
but how many passports have you had?
I got two. I get because you could get different ones. I got the big book. Most people just get the regular
Okay,
Whew.
book.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because that's what I'm used to having, just like the regular book, man. Because
yeah.
um, I didn't start I like I joined the military and I was able to travel a little bit, more, but I didn't start off traveling until like the early part of 2000s. That was when me and my wife was traveling, man, and we had a chance to go like to Europe and stuff like that. But it's definitely a different experience. But yeah, I've never been able to fill up my book all the way, dude. Not all the way.
Yeah.
I got through most of it. I got through a good chunk of it, but I've
Oh,
never been
that's
able to fill it
cool.
up.
See, at least you got started, man. But yeah, the
Right.
little ones I'll be filling them up too quick. So I had to get the big one. It's like extra 50 or 30 pages or so.
That's
Dang,
what's up.
that's dope, man. That's dope for real.
So hip hop, right? Where, like, what's that? Can you remember that time when you fell in love with hip hop? Like, what was that? What was that like for you?
I guess it's two parts to it. Like I said, when hip hop always been around. You know, I just remember. You know, like I'm saying, like I'm like 2, 3, 4. So I'm looking at albums. So the albums used to blow me away, like the Slick Rick cover or the Boogie
Mm.
Down for the Criminal Minded cover. Like I remember looking at
We
them.
were just talking about that
So
earlier.
yeah, so they was just as big as me. You know what I'm saying? I remember that digging through the records and stuff. I'm glad that I got to experience that a little bit. But I think when Bone Thugs and Harmony came out, then it was like, oh, well, okay, now
Hometown,
that it was somebody from where we from, and they kind of
right?
talking about stuff that we could kind of relate to as far as you know certain streets or certain parts of town. And that made it like, wow, you know, we can really rap now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Hey, I want to share something with you real quick, bro. I just want to, because we all are, a lot of times we're spread out and we in different areas. So so you're from Cleveland, right? So you don't
mhm.
really, you may be in Cleveland, but you might not know how Bone Thugs affected other places, right? Because you can imagine, like, you thinking like, man, this is a Cleveland thing. but ain't nobody really, nobody really may not be really messing with it. So I'm from Hempstead, right, in New York. It's on Long Island, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
So I remember when Bone Thugs came out. That thing was like, it spread, bro. Like, first of all, Bone ain't nothing like Bone Thugs to this day.
Right.
I mean, you have to twist it, but Bone Thugs is special. That thing is special. Like they cadence, the way they rap. So it was this guy that used to carry this. Man, it was like the Radio Raheem of the neighborhood. There was not one time that you saw him and he was not playing Bone Thugs, bro. Like,
wow.
That thing was like the same album. But I mean, he listened to it every day. And every time, it wasn't not one time that he did not listen to that. Like, I mean, bro, it was so big, man. I don't know if I even have the words to express how big Bone Thugs was in my neighborhood, man. And to this day, like I said, there's nothing like Bone Thugs. There's nothing, that could even be compared. And I don't know. I'm sure they know it, but it's cool to talk to people like you that's from the town, and understand that people, and this because you travel a lot, and you notice that music is a universal language. We can tap in. We may not even share the same, like the dialect may not be there, but when you turn that music on, be on the same frequency. Always, so but Bone Thugs was very special to my neighborhood, man. Shout out to them, man. I know a guy, he's a subscriber now. Let me tell you something. He is a Bone Thugs. Shout out to David. Shout out to David. He's a Bone Thugs fanatic. Right. He texted me a month or two ago a new Crazy Bone song. Like it was the biggest thing to him, it's the biggest thing in the world. When anything new Bone come out,
right.
Oh, he on it. He is, and I mean that's his favorite group. That's his favorite group of all time. Of all time. Shout out to David. Like he's never met anybody that's a fanatic like that of Bone. But yeah, Bone Thugs is special. But so hip hop for you, right? So we were just talking about Criminal Minded. I was pointing out to Trem that I call him Trem. His name, the Renaissance Man, TRM. That's his name. I was pointing out to him that, so you look at the Criminal Minded, first of all, records for you youngers out there, it's pieces of art. Vinyl is pieces of art. You look at these album covers, y'all in the digital era, but there's nothing like holding and looking at a cover.
To go through the artwork and just to be like absorbed in that stuff, to see who the credits, the artwork, the pictures, everything coming together. It's just even the smell of the whole package,
the whole experience.
Right. Yeah, you can't get that. Nope.
And I was pointing out to him how the show Criminal Minds.
Yeah, I heard of it. I haven't really watched it.
So
it's a good show.
It's a TV show, right?
Yeah.
They took so the font and the look of the Criminal Minded album cover. It is in a basic but very distinctive font.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like I seen hats that has the Criminal Minded logo on it, but it says something else. They took that same criminal part, but actually flipped it. Slightly different font.
Right.
But they stole it.
Right, but you know what it is?
Bro, you know what? I ain't gonna go there, but I'm just saying these people steal stuff, and what they do, they flip it because it's familiar. So they flip it. So now we just got something similar, but you recognize it somehow, some way, And but I was like, man, but anyway, so yeah. So you said Criminal Mind, you seen the album covers. All right, so when did you start rapping? When did you start writing?
Maybe like in 5th or 6th grade. That's when I first started writing my first raps. But it was just for fun, just to make people laugh or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe like around high school, that's when I was able to like record and write songs and hooks and stuff. You know,
Okay.
I didn't really battle or freestyle or nothing like that. I was always like on the like a poetry side. Like you, if you listen to my Do Revolutionaries Go to Heaven,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? That's when it got kind of serious. Maybe like in high school, composing songs and stuff like
Listen,
Nice.
the man said he like the ghost of Machiavelli.
that.
People in February. I'm just saying. I thought that was the hardest bar on there. That's the same, right? Listen to a few of them. That's the same song, right?
Yeah, that's legendary.
Okay. I was like, yo, that's hard. That's hard. That was hard.
Just FYI, man, the lyricists who are really like deep into rapping, like that are poets, to me, they always shine and are come out to be some of like the best lyricists in hip hop MCs. That's just me personally. Shout out to, of course, my boy Under 3000, who's considered a poet himself. So definitely,
Oh yeah, big shout out
yes,
to Andre.
Man.
yes, sir.
So you start rapping. Um, your first rap? Remember
Nah,
your first
man. Nah. It's hard for me to remember raps. Like, you know what I'm saying?
rap?
Like, I don't really, because once I got to, like, I still write raps like on paper and notebooks and
Right.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We were just talking about that. Now, you know what? I want to get to another topic a little later. We'll get to know you a little bit more. But I want to talk to you about something, and I'm going to mention that. What you just said in a minute. So how was the music grind for you? Like, what does that look like for you now? Like, is it tough out there? I know you're independent. Like, what is that? What does that day to day look like for you as far as promoting your music?
Man, it's tough right now because you can't really do shows. You can't really interact with people. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know how it's gonna look. You know,
Mhm.
once this is all over with. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like I say, when I first got out there, when I was out of high school, you know, we pressed up our own CDs. You know, we bought our own cases and covers, and we sold them out the trunk. So we could
Mm.
stand outside the club, we could stand outside the liquor store, the corner store, and pass them out, sell them. You know, perform, do shows and different things. But it's like right now, even with the radio or the a lot of the podcasts, it's like so much stuff is just so digital right now.
Mm.
So I'm trying to really just really find myself all over again because I want to keep making. I'm gonna keep making music because I just love to make music. You know what I'm saying? And I've been blessed to uh, go to studios all over the world and meet some dope artists, man. So that's really what's driving me.
That's dope, man.
That's a beautiful. You gotta understand. That's a beautiful thing, though, to rediscover yourself again, reinvent yourself again. Man.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful thing to happen. Even me and Trev going through that. We that's like that's the butterfly in the cocoon situation where people just being rebirthed again, and even through this, you know what I'm saying. But Trev, please go ahead, bro, because I got questions.
You see yourself more so as a musician more, or just a world traveler? How does that measure up into you?
Man, I don't know. That's a tough one.
It's your
I
babies,
mean,
right?
music,
Two babies.
music is gonna always be there. You know what I'm saying? And under any
Definitely.
circumstances, if I'm in a cell and I ain't got a paper or a pencil, I can do music. I could bang with my hand and clap and think of rhymes in my head. I may not always be able to get around and travel, so I'm gonna go with music. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's what's up. So do you I know you said you're a lyricist, so do you produce also? Are you a producer as well, man?
No, not at this time. I was like early on. I was trying to get into making beats and doing different things, but I just really like to write, man. Just write and record.
That's where you gotta come holler at your boy, man.
Yeah,
You gotta come
Oh
holler at your
yeah.
boy. Yeah.
yeah, he a producer, man.
Oh,
Shout
we
out to
could
O
definitely
Mugs.
link.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we got an artist out right now, O Mugs. Actually, y'all two might be on the same wavelength, man. O Mugs, Dark Ages, and streaming right now. You can go on there and look at it, though. Look at the listen to it rather. See what you let us know what you think. I really want to know what you think.
Yeah,
Or
because
Dark Ages.
that's one that I did. I produced the whole thing for him. But yeah, man,
Oh, okay.
definitely.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah,
definitely check
send
it
me the
out.
link, and I'll definitely
Yes,
check them
sir.
out. I'm
Yes,
always looking
sir.
for something new to check out.
Oh yeah,
Yes, sir.
O Mug's been doing it for a while, man. And, You know, we are in that same boat too, where we trying to figure out different ways to, you know, get music out there, get it noticed. The one thing about the type of music that you write and you know Muggs as well is that it's needed. It's oxygen, man. It's you know it's a lot of things to young people. It's never want to die.
Yeah.
And you know, like right now, you know, the industry is flooded with disposable rap, and you know, it's like giving kids a lot of sugar, no vegetables. So they had no meat. You know, it's just a lot of sugar, and these kids don't have an opportunity because it's so flooded. They don't have an opportunity to get balanced music.
Get some substance. They
Yeah,
don't have a
Right,
chance to
like
get
a
any substance.
substance.
Yeah, no substance at all. It's just like
Mm,
nothing to stick to your bones.
right, right.
yeah, it kind of sound to me. It kind of sound the same. Like, say for example, if you had Outkast on the radio, then you had Bone on the radio, then you had Wu Tang on the radio.
Mhm.
They all sound completely different. If you
Yes,
took
they do.
Bone and put them on a Wu Tang beat, you put Outkast on the Bone beat, it'd be a whole nother song. But now it's just like a continuation of the same song, the same cadence,
Exactly.
the same topic, the same beat,
Yep.
everything.
It's bad.
Exactly.
It's bad.
Saying everything. So yeah, so that's definitely different, man. So that's why, like, I feel like when you got music that has a message and music that stands for something, I think that's something that is always going to be needed in hip hop, no matter what genre, no matter what part of hip hop or what time frame in hip hop you go, you always need something where the music is speaking about something, it's telling you about something. Of course, we all would like to have a good time or whatever, man, but at the end of it, you got to have something that says something, that explains, you know, something more in depth about who you are, that gives you something that you can take away from. And so that's why I always feel that music that you know you make that matters, it'll never go away, it'll never die.
That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I mean, let me ask you this though. I want you to, if you can, man, give us a glimpse into like these studios that you're in when you're in these different countries, right? Because you know, I can only imagine. Obviously, I know the studio vibes in the United States, but tell me about, you know, some of your experiences recording with a lot of these artists.
Oh man, they all been great experiences, man. I mean, when I say studios, some of them be makeshift studios. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just the regular setup, and then some of them be like real professional studios. You know, so it varies. But you know, long as we get to record and put the music down, that's what's the most important, though, for real.
Any particular artists that you can think of that off the top, like the first thing you when you think about an artist that you've recorded with, what's the first person that comes to your mind?
Oh, my bro in South Africa, CB. His rap name is No Ghost. We did a lot of songs together and stuff like
Oh,
that. But he's mostly underground artists. You know, they not like major artists, but
of
you know
course,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
definitely, yeah. I think feel like that's where you'll find like the true music that you know that speaks to you when you go to like underground and you actually start digging through. It's like digging through the crates.
Yeah, yeah. You meet a lot of cool, talented people, man. And then, like you say,
Hmm.
sometimes they rap in their native language, or
Right.
they may rap in English or Spanish or
Oh,
Portuguese, all type of stuff. But it hit though. You know, you can feel it.
And that really, and that's what it is, and that's what the core room is here for. You know, we here to bring light to the underground artists, those, you know, coming up. You know, I mean everybody really, but there's a certain group of people that pretty much been pushed out of hip hop, you know, or not even let in. You know, so we gotta find a way to get to the point that, you know, they here, but you know, the industry is virtual now for the most part. So there's an opportunity for everybody. But you know, when it comes to, because I still believe. What do you think? You think radio still is still a thing? You know, like people want to get on the radio, or is it just not something that people, you know, aspire to do anymore?
I don't know, man. It's like since the COVID is it's unclear to me, to be honest with you. I really don't know, because it's like everything is going, like you say, virtual and online. A lot of stuff is phasing out, even like with the TVs, with the cable and stuff.
Right,
Like people got all these fire sticks and
right,
different things going on. So I think we just going through that period where things is changing. So it'll be interesting to see. You know
right.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because listen, them cable companies, y'all cable companies in trouble.
Definitely.
Y'all in trouble, man, because you can go get a Hulu, you get you
Right.
a Netflix.
Amazon Prime,
Yeah, you listen, you can go
you
get
can
a
get your whole thing set up right
and,
at your house.
and cut your cable bill in half, man. Like, right,
Hmm.
I'm telling you,
You can even watch, if you want to watch the news, you can just watch the news on the internet. You good.
right.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Good to go.
it's gonna be interesting to see how, like you said, how it all plays out when all is said and done. Because I think my wife just said like banks are closing. You know, like they're going
Mm.
virtual too.
Yeah, the brick and mortar banks are just their brick and mortar banks are becoming no more. So it's more so digital banks you got where you can do all your stuff online. So that's appealing to more people now.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to go into banks anymore. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
like you said, it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, how everything and is, you know, on the other side of this, how this